Blur is shooting through the roof, and that's all because of one reason. This 40% gain in the last week was because of profit taking. Profit taking? Is the price supposed to go up when people take profit? In the case of Blur, that's absolutely right. It's because of this chart over here. The number of circulating Blur tokens, which had seen quite a bit of a cliff unlock recently. So in June of this year, the number of Blur tokens jumped from 500 million to 713 million the next day. And so that's the reason why we shorted the Blur token in the premium membership. So the first vertical line is when we entered the short position. The second vertical line is when we closed it. Now, in case you're not aware what short selling is, you're borrowing the token, you take on a loan denominated in the token, you then sell the token versus something that you're bullish on, be this Ethereum or be this Bitcoin, and then you wait. You wait for the loan to depreciate in value. You're betting on Blur going down, and then once it's down enough, then you buy back the token again. You can cover the loan now easier because what you're holding appreciated versus your debt. And the thing is, when you cover a loan, you have to buy, and that's when the price tends to go up. So when you are shorting, and a lot of other people are shorting the token as well, you have to exit that position earlier than the others. The token is still inflationary. There will be 1.9 billion tokens a year from now. And currently we are at 1.1 billion. There is still inflation. But with the recent rally in Bitcoin, we do see now pockets of activity in the meme coin space, in the more risk on space, where some tokens are pumping up. And so people are taking more risk off the table, especially for short positions in altcoins. And when you initially opened that short because of that cliff unlock and you already made a profit of 50% because of the price decline, you're okay. You're okay with the gains, you take profit on the short, you buy the Blur token, the price goes up. Now, I don't expect this rally to last forever, right? Some people will still stick around with the short. Others might just recently have discovered that Blur is that inflationary. So probably we will see continued sell pressure also by the team that gets more and more tokens unlocked. That's in the end the whole idea, right? The supply expands, the team and early investors get access to their tokens. They sell it on the open market, which we can, by the way, also see on chain. The team is selling, and thus the price will go down eventually. So if you're interested in shorting Blur now for the longer term, you can go to Paraspace. So that's parax.ai. And over here, you can deposit collateral. This can be an NFT or this can be other assets, USDT, DAI, Wrapped Bitcoin, etc. And then you can borrow the Blur token against this. That's exactly what we have done in the community pool, and this is how we made our money in premium. Now, there is risk in DeFi protocols. We actually had our funds stuck for several weeks on the platform, couldn't withdraw them because there was a migration going on and it wasn't easy to get our money out. There is risk with DeFi. There is risk with Web3. You simply have to pick your poison, right? Do you have the risk of using a centralized exchange and that might go under? Do you use DeFi and that might get hacked, etc.? There is risk in everything. The question is always, is the anticipated gain that you expect from that trade higher than the risk that you get exposed to? If the answer is yes, and the expected value is positive, then you can enter the trade given that it's aligned with your risk tolerance. It might make sense to wait a bit until the short covering is over, until this short-term positive momentum turns around, but I do expect, given that the supply almost doubles again in the next 12 months, that we will see again a continued decline, at least relative to Bitcoin and relative to Ethereum. If, of course, now Bitcoin doubles, then the Blur price might double as well. But you can adjust for this, right? You can only speculate on the relative valuation to Bitcoin, for example, to go down, if you swap the borrowed Blur token to Bitcoin and not to a stablecoin, for example. Feel free to subscribe in case you haven't yet. There's also a Telegram, link is down below.